Hello and Assalamu alaikum. Afghanistan national cricket team has wonderfully evolved in recent years. Their performance against ICC associate teams has been quite incredible, and they have also shown their caliber against test-playing nations like Zimbabwe, Pakistan. We recently saw they thrashed Pakistan in a one-off T20 match in Pakistan, and more importantly, they have recently qualified for the World Cup 2015, which will be co-hosted by New Zealand and Australia in February-March this year. Today we are joined by a very young, very energetic, newly elected CEO of Afghanistan Cricket Board, Mr. Shafiqullah Stanikzai. We will talk about cricket in Afghanistan, his role as the new CEO of ACB, and preparations for the World Cup. First of all, congratulations on your new responsibility, new job, which has come at a very crucial time just ahead of the World Cup. How do you look at this new role, your new role as the CEO of Afghanistan Cricket Board?
Well, thanks a lot, and indeed it's a huge responsibility. I would say it's a tough challenge, but a very exciting one, and one that I will enjoy it thoroughly. And I know that from there onward I can serve my country where I can deliver my best services, which is cricket.
Afghanistan cricket team has come a long way in last one decade. The progress has been incredible if we see their performance over the years. Can you tell us a little bit about how this journey of cricket started in Afghanistan? How and when?
Well, as you said, cricket is very young in Afghanistan, and the progress was very smooth and drastic and fast. And this journey is a historic one, and single one of us consider ourselves very happy and fortunate that we are part of such historic and great journey. Well, we just started cricket like a street cricket. It wasn't a professional one. We didn't even have a ground. We had a single ground which was located at 15th Street of Wazir Akbar Khan, just behind British Embassy. We were collecting small rocks from the ground, so we were scared of wear and tear and the uneven bounce of the ball at the outfield, just to avoid dangerous of getting hit. So we had to clean the ground because we didn't have grass and we had a cement pitch. And from there on we just started cricket. We hardly had few cricketers in the country, and cricket started progressing faster, and we had few provinces where cricket was played regularly, like in Khost, Nangarhar, Kabul, Logar, Kandahar, in these provinces. So slowly and gradually we were progressing, and then we got a membership at the ACC and ICC. Our first tour started at 2004, where we participated in ACC Trophy, and at Malaysia we did well. We beat Malaysia, and which was a big achievement at that time for us. And from there onward, once we started traveling internationally, we didn't look back, and started as an affiliate member. Right now we are associate. I would credit the players, the hard work and the passion that they showed throughout this last decade and a half towards cricket is immense. And then we became as a board in 2010, while ex-president His Excellency Mr. Hamid Karzai made Afghanistan Cricket Federation as an Afghanistan Cricket Board, which was a huge achievement at that time. And from there onward, our chairman Zakhilwal, he came at the top of the board as a chairman of the board, and we had an office finally, and the proper setup, filing system. We had every single thing. We put every single thing on right place. So it's a good journey, one that can someone look at it and can enjoy it, reading it or watching it.
As you mentioned, the difficulties players faced in early years, like a lot of these players even lived in refugee camps also. I mean, they faced a lot of difficulties while honing their cricketing skills. Do you think cricket in particular, and sports in general, can be used to kind of heal the wounds of people who have suffered so much during the years of war? I mean, these kind of things, these activities, cricket, can be used to discourage people from negative thoughts and
Very true. Afghanistan Cricket Board's aim and core objective, one of the core objectives, is to bring people together through cricket and to involve youth in cricket, take them from the negative influences that right now they're facing it, and we are quite successful in that. The youth involvement and the influence that cricket has, and the turnover of the cricketers and their involvement on the society is very much positive, and that's a positive tool, or we can use it as a main artillery as well against the illiteracy, against the crime, drugs and racism. So this is our main theme, and core idea is to bring people together and finish all these bad thoughts or bad influences, and divert the thoughts of the youth towards the positiveness, and also to become as a one nation and prosper nation.
The tremendous record of Afghanistan against associate teams, ICC associate teams, and also their great performance in the first overseas tour to Zimbabwe recently, which is a test playing nation. It has reinforced the belief that these players can be world beaters. They can improve, and they can further improve and be real beaters. What are the immediate goals of this team and of ACB towards development of cricket in Afghanistan?
Well, as I said, we have to increase the number of our players, and the main target of our management since we arrived to the top, to become a full test playing nation of the ICC. We'll be working very hard on that. That's our prime object or prime target in upcoming 10 years. Hopefully we can achieve it in upcoming 3 to 4 years, but in 10 years time we want to see ourselves in the top cricket playing nations. And beating Zimbabwe in Zimbabwe was a huge achievement. Beating Bangladesh in Bangladesh at the Asia Cup was also a huge achievement. That gives us the belief, the self-belief and the confidence that yes, we can do it. We can beat these teams. And we played Pakistan, and we narrowly missed by beating them in Sharjah, and we finally did it in Islamabad. We played Australia in ODI game. We were in a position to beat Australia at one stage. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. We played India, which was a good game as well. We lost, I think, on 11 or 12 runs, which is a very low margin. So we have that belief, and we have the skills. We have the power package in the team that yes, we can do, and we can do well against the test playing nations.
Today, there's a buzz about World Cup. Everybody is looking forward to World Cup, including people in this country. Afghanistan, for the first time, has qualified for World Cup, which will be co-hosted by Australia and New Zealand in February, March. How are the preparations going for that right now?
Well, the preparation is so far, we're trying our best to make full use of the time which is left to the World Cup. But to be honest, as ex-manager of Afghanistan national cricket team and as the current CEO of Afghanistan cricket team, we didn't implement the plan properly in last 1 year since we qualified to the World Cup. But let's hope for the best. The time which is available right now till the World Cup 2015, which is almost 40 to 50 days away, the final round of the preparation will be taking place in UAE. We'll be playing Scotland and Ireland, 2 ODIs each against them at the Sports City Dubai and also Abu Dhabi ground. So we'll be trying our best to use that time perfectly and get more out of it. But Alhamdulillah, team is in a very good shape. Morally, they are very high, sky high, and the good thing about the team is that they feel very relaxed with the current management, and we have promised them that we will be looking after them, and we will be giving them a priority. And the players will be our priority. The development of the players will be our priority, and the coaching staff as well.
We know the players from subcontinent, from Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, they generally face difficulty with playing conditions in Australia and New Zealand, the fast pitches, the bounce and pace. Are you confident enough that Afghan players will be able to cope with those conditions?
Recently while we toured Australia and New Zealand, they performed better. Like the more they played, the better they got in those conditions. They were good enough to adapt themselves to the condition which was where they were facing it. So I'm quite sure that they will do better, and the targets that we have in the World Cup, hopefully we can achieve that targets. And to be honest, for the conditions like Australia and New Zealand, we suit ourselves because our players are stroke makers. They like the true bounce, where you get true bounce in Australia. Our batters likes true bounce, and also we have bowlers who they can bowl around 145 clicks per hour. So we have 3 or 4 bowlers like that. So it's a complete package, a very good entertaining package for those conditions, and we consider ourselves as a good team, and let's hope for the best result that we are expecting from the team.
Yeah, obviously, as they say, cricket is a game of glorious uncertainty. So, I mean, we saw Sri Lanka in 1996 World Cup. They went into the World Cup as underdogs, and they emerged as unlikely champions under Ranatunga. And we have also seen like upsets. For example, Ireland defeated England in 2001. Before that, West Indies was defeated by Kenya. I mean, in India was defeated by Zimbabwe. I mean, all these upsets. Are we expecting any such upset from Afghanistan?
For sure. Our aim is high. As I said, the Afghanistan team is a team that you cannot take it easy, and we're expecting. We will be. Our main aim is to go there and show ourselves, not just to participate. Our aim is to win games, and hopefully, inshallah, we will do that.
There are, I mean, the team is quite strong unit right now. There are experienced players like Mohammad Nabi, Nowroz Mangal, Shamila Shinwari, and there are also young players, young guns, like for example Usman Ghani, and you have Afsar Zazai. I mean, how important is this blend of youth and experience for a emerging team like Afghanistan?
Well, it's a brilliant composition of the team. Like, we have youth and we have the senior fellows. The young guys, they did well. They showed their talent and they performed. That's why they cemented their places in the team. And as you named, Nabi, Nowroz, and Sami, players like them to play around them, it's a good achievement for the young players, and it's a good platform for them as well to learn something and to gain some good experience and playing against top quality sides of the world, and one of the mega events of the world will be a good experience for them. So we have young players, which is a good sign. Talent is coming from the grassroots level as well, and our next step is for to become a test playing nation, so these players can take us to that step. So it's a positive sign for us, and we feel ourselves fortunate enough that we have experience and youth going to such mega event, and this combination will help us in the future a lot.
You recently announced the 15-member squad for World Cup. Do you think you have got the team to create an impact at the big stage?
Inshallah. All the selectors had a very long debate. After 2 weeks, we have finally concluded the team. In those 2 weeks, they had 3 to 4 meetings. A final meeting took place in my office, and me and chairman was observing them, and we have thrown some questions to the selectors and the head coach as well. Their answers were convincing ones, and we had to listen to them, and we finally approved the final 15, and so for the best that these final 15 will bring some good news to the faces of Afghanis.
The recent tour to Zimbabwe, which was the first overseas tour against test playing nation, the achievement, I mean the performance they showed there, that has reinforced the belief that that these boys can play against test playing nations also under unfamiliar conditions. Do you think, do you believe Afghanistan is ready for full member ICC nation status?
Well, we have shown ourselves, we have expressed our talent, and we proved that we are a better side, we are a better cricketing side. So far we played almost around, if I'm not mistaken, 10 to 11 or 12 first-class matches, and we were only beaten once. So this is one issue. And we won Intercontinental Cup in our first appearance, and we were runner-up in our second appearance. We beat Bangladesh in Bangladesh. We beat Zimbabwe in Zimbabwe. So the more we play, the better we get. That's the positive thing about Afghanistan cricket. They learn from their mistakes. Yeah. They can adapt themselves to every condition, every situation that they're playing. So the good thing about our player is that they are quick learner. They can adapt themselves to every conditions, and the more they play, the better they get.
To build a strong national side, it's important to focus at the grassroots level also. What is ACB doing in that regard? I mean, are there cricket academies that are training young players?
Well, the first, in terms of infrastructure development, our main target is to have. We have 5 regions, to have 5 international cricket stadiums in those 5 regions, so that we can use them as a center of each region, and those regional players can be part of that ground, and they can use that facility. It has to be a fully equipped and full facility for cricket. And then we have built academies in every provinces. So far we have almost around 15 to 20 cricket academies in different provinces. So the facility, our main focus is on our facility, and then to train some more coaches, qualified coaches. School cricket curriculum will be started this year, trying to put a proper setup of departmental cricket this year, inshallah, so that the domestic players can get something out of their playing life as well. So that gives them the security that yes, we are playing cricket, and we are investing our time in something that can give us some we can earn something out of it. So to give security and assurity for the domestic players as well, we will be taking some positive steps and to change their lives as well.
Is ICC providing all the help you need to build the infrastructure, or is the help coming from any other part?
Afghanistan Cricket Board is if we give it a percentage, or if we consider as a ratio, almost 60% of our income is non-ICC income. So government is supporting us hugely. ICC is supporting us through their direct fundings and also through their regional direct fundings. And we're trying to find a sponsor, which unfortunately we do not have it from last 1 year. So let's hope that we can attract a sponsorship into Afghanistan Cricket Board in the second or third week of Jan.
Like India is a powerhouse in cricket. Have they offered any help to ACB in terms of building infrastructure, in terms of training players?
India is very supportive. We have, they're building a Kandahar cricket ground on a very high standard, and we are expecting lots of more from them. And in near future, we'll be having a meeting with the Indian officials here in Kabul. So they're supportive, and we thoroughly appreciate their support. But let's hope that we can build a strong relationship with BCCI, which can bring a tremendous change in Afghanistan cricket.
It will also be a good idea if you manage to bring some Indian cricketer to play in some local cricket league. I mean, is it part of plan, or I mean, any such plan?
Afghan players to go to India and play in their cricket leagues?
No, like for example, the Indian players, the popular players. For example, those players who are also popular in Afghanistan. For example, you can say Sachin Tendulkar, you can say MS Dhoni. Can they be convinced to come to Afghanistan and participate in a local cricket league?
Well, you can convince them, and let's hope it happens. It takes place. It will be a tremendous achievement for Afghanistan cricket to convince some Indian players. You mentioned few names, but I would tell you that the entire Indian squad is very popular in Afghanistan.
Yes.
So people are following them a lot. So if we can bring 1 or 2 of them to local leagues in Afghanistan, or like for instance we have a Shpagiza cricket tournament.
Yeah.
If we can convince 1 or 2 of them, which is our plan, to bring some international cricketers and place them in few of the regional teams, it will be a huge achievement for us.
There was a little bit of controversy recently about women's cricket in Afghanistan. Some women players came out and, accused the previous administration of not paying enough attention to women's cricket in Afghanistan. How do you react to that?
Well, we are focusing on women's cricket. We have a department that they have their own activities. Recently, they have traveled to Herat, Kunduz, Nangarhar, Kabul, to build a women national team, and Afghanistan Cricket Board will be working on their development as well, and we will be focusing on them too.
As the new CEO, a young CEO, what are the things you would like to change about the way cricket is being run in this country? Any new plans, any new initiatives you have planned?
Well, yeah, we have to strengthen our domestic cricket, and our main focus is on our domestic cricket, and some domestic to give strength to domestic players as well, to give them belief, and strong domestic structure will be backbone of Afghanistan cricket, and building infrastructure. For the time being, I'm struggling with my the infrastructure that we had so far. The maintenance level is almost to nothing, so main focus would be on maintenance of the academies and cricket grounds that we have. That's something that I will be working on it, and to make cricket a self-sufficient cricket board, a self-sufficient organization. So in terms of finance and in terms of administration, that's my main object.
I know it's a difficult question, but how would you rate the performance of the previous administration on a scale of 1 to 10? It's a difficult question, but
well, I was part of that administration as well, but due to some controversies, I had to leave my job from for almost 2 months. I left the administration. I joined Samsung company here in Afghanistan, country director for Mobile Zone, who deals with Samsung, and difficult one, but
okay. The sponsorship is really important for a game like cricket. Do you have enough sponsors, local sponsors, to support the game, the development of game here?
True, yeah, we have to approach them properly. We didn't approach them properly. Local sponsors can play a major role in Afghanistan's development, and we have to attract them. We have to give them a picture where we can attract them, to go to them with proper proposals, and to convince them that Afghanistan cricket has a larger audience in Afghanistan. We cover almost 80% of the audience of Afghanistan, so this is a huge marketing opportunity for any company, and we have to convince them, and alhamdulillah, I'm very sure, and inshallah we will be very successful in that regard in terms of our revenue and attracting sponsors.
Speaking of the young breed of cricketers in Afghanistan, we saw the performance of under-19 team in ACC under Premier League recently. That was absolutely incredible, the performance. Do you believe the future of Afghanistan is in safe hands with these kind of players coming up?
Tremendously, yes. The talent that we are seeing in the grassroots level, especially from a very teenage, from 14 years, it is tremendous, and we feel that Afghanistan cricket future is very bright. As you mentioned, Sri Lanka in 1996, they had their players that the younger players that they came. I was listening to Dilip, who was their manager, and Devnal Watmore, who was their coach. The way they experiment with Kalu Vitrana, who was almost losing his spot in the team, and he made a blast. We have such players, and they will put a big impact in the cricketing world, not just in Afghanistan. We have talents that is coming up in the near future, and it will surprise the cricketing world.
Speaking of 1996 World Cup, the Jayasuriya Kalavidana combination at the top, they changed the way cricket was being played. You also have kind of master blasters in your team who play stroke play. Do you think they can create a same impression as Sri Lanka did in 1996?
For sure they can do that. And we have to give them a proper platform, and we have to give them a chance where it is necessary. We don't want them to go to a stage where it's a bit early for them. We have to give them maturity, provide them with some tough competitions in different levels. The maturity level is very important, but yes, for sure we have the talent which can create or surprise the cricketing world.
You have a foreign coach now who has replaced Kabir Khan. The problem with this part of world, India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, the problem is like when you get foreign coaches, there's a problem of communication between the players and coach. Is that an issue here?
Well, to be honest with you, we have struggled with that. Like the biggest mistake that the previous management did is that they put some wrong people in the management side. I won't say wrong, but they're brilliant in their own field. Like they're brilliant.
Misplaced.
Misplaced. The employees. I have our main investment would be on team management and support staff for the national team and also for the junior teams. So the communication barriers are not that much, and the communication gap are not that much. Most of the players they speak English. If someone does not speak English, cricket language is the same in all over the world, and we have the manager and all other support staff within that they can support the players and coaching staff's communication.
My last question: where do you see Afghan cricket 10 years from now?
In top 5 countries of the world.
Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you.